Hello sir, this is our sensor trainer. In this trainer we are going to study 10 types of sensors. These sensors are RTD sensors, limit switch and optocoupler, LM35, thermistor sensor, load cell sensor, LVDT sensor, speed sensor using proximity and photo, smoke sensor, thermocouple sensor. And we have the 7-inch touch screen. In this screen you will see the 10 types of block of each sensor. When you press thermocouple block, you will enter the thermocouple section. When you press LM35, you will enter the LM35 section. By pressing this, you will revert the screen back. So now we are going to study our first sensor. First of all, we are going to study limit, switch and optocoupler. Connect the output D2 to the D2 and ground to ground by these 2 mm patch cords. Now touch the block of limit switch. You will see there you will enter the limit switch sensor. Now press the limit switch. You will see the LED will be green. When you release the switch, the LED will turn to its original position. So this is the experiment of limit switch and optocoupler. Now we are going to study LM35 sensor. Connect the VCC to VCC, output A2 to A2 and ground to ground. Now press the LM35 set block. You will see the room temperature. If you put the iron on the surface of LM35, you will see the temperature will rise. And when you release the iron, you will see the temperature will decrease. So this is the experiment of LM35 sensor. Now we are going to study RTD sensor. In this sensor, there is 2 nodes for minimum temperature setting and maximum temperature setting. Connect the output A2 to A2 and ground to ground. And connect the RTD probe by color coding. This is the RTD probe. Now enter the RTD section. You will see the temperature like LM35 we previously explained. This shows the room temperature. Now we put the iron on RTD tip. You will see the temperature will rise. And if you remove the iron, you will see the temperature will decrease. So this is the experiment of RTD temperature sensor. Now we are going to study thermistor sensor. Connect the output A2 to A2 and ground to ground and connect the thermistor probe to the yellow and blue input sockets according to color coding. Now press the thermistor section and you will enter the screen. You will see that there is a 33 degrees Celsius. This is the room temperature. And when you put the iron on the tip of the thermistor, you will see that the temperature will rise. Now you remove the iron and put the probe to cold water. You will see the temperature will decrease. So this is the experiment of thermistor sensor. Now we are going to study load cell section. Connect the VCC to VCC, CLK to CLK, TT to DT and ground to ground. Connect the load cell module by this wire and there is a 5 types of 200 gram load cell weights. Now touch the load cell section and you will see that there is some weight shows on it. Ignore it and put the 200 gram weight to the load cell. You will see that the weight is shown on the screen. Now put the another weight and it will increase. Now put another weight. We will provide 1 kilogram weights on the load cell, and you will see the 1 kilogram on the screen. Put up the weights. And it returns to 0 kilogram. So this is the experiment of load cell. Now we are going to study LVDT sensor. This is the LVDT section and this is the micrometer. Connect the output A2 to input A2 and ground to ground. Set the micrometer to 0 position and set the 0 by this 0 potentiometer. Now move the micrometer to 5 mm displacement. You will see the effect on the screen. You will see that there is a 5 mm displacement. Now move back to the micrometer to 0 position. This is the 0 and side to 0, and you will see the 0 mm on the screen. So this is the experiment of LVDT sensor. Now we are going to study thermocouple sensor. Connect the S0, CS, SCK, VCC and ground by the 2 mm patch cords in this section. Connect the thermocouple sensor according to the color coding. This is the thermocouple sensor. Now touch the thermocouple block and you will see the room temperature. When you will touch the iron to the thermocouple, you will see that there is the increase in the temperature. And when you remove the iron, you will see that the temperature will decrease. So this is the experiment of thermocouple sensor. Now we are going to study smoke sensor. Connect the output A2 to A2, VCC to VCC and ground to ground. Touch the screen on the block of smoke sensor. You will see that there is some reading fluctuate on the screen. This is the particles per millions which are present on the air. When you apply the smoke or any type of alcohol on the surface of the smoke sensor, the readings will change. I have applied the alcohol like petrol and covered the smoke sensor. You will see the readings will change. So this is the experiment of smoke sensor. You will apply any type of smoke on the surface of the smoke sensor. Now we are going to study the speed sensor using proximity and photo sensor. Connect the output D2 to D2, ground to ground and VDD to VDD. connect the proximity sensor wire to this point according to the color coding. Connect the motor wire to this point, red to red and black to black. This is our motor unit, this is our proximity sensor, and this is our photo sensor. Touch the proximity block and you will see that there is no RPM, and when you move the tensiometer, the motor will run and you will see the RPM on the screen. When you decrease the motor speed, the RPM will decrease, and when you will and fully anti-clockwise the motor speed, the RPM will become 0. The motor will stop. This is the experiment of proximity sensor. Now we are going to study speed sensor using photo sensor. This is our photo sensor, and we connect the photo sensor wire according to the color coding and touch the photo sensor block. You will see that there is no RPM. When you slowly increase the motor speed, and you will see the RPM on the screen. You will see the RPM increase. When you decrease the speed, the RPM will decrease, and fully at the position of fully anti-clockwise, the RPM will 0. So this is the experiment of photo sensor. So in this video we are going to study all of the 10 sensors experiment. Thank you, sir.